Hey everyone, and welcome to week 6 of A Hen's Guide to Hatching and Raising Chicks. So for the first 3 weeks, Favs was diligently sitting on the nest. She did that for 21 days. And for the last 3 weeks, she's been raising 6 chicks that she hatched, which is just so exciting. So this is little Tiger. She is our smallest chick. She hatched 2 days after everybody else, right when we'd almost given up. But I wanted to use her just to show what chicks look like at 3 weeks old. You can see they've got a lot of their adult feathers. They're getting in their tail feathers, but they still have, okay, you're all right. They still have a lot of down. You can see her head is fully down, and underneath her wings is a lot of down. Around her legs is down. So what's important about that is that she's still reliant on Favs to keep her warm. They still can't tolerate the same colder temperatures that adult hens and roosters can tolerate. So we're making sure she stays close to mom. So today we're gonna do a few things. We're gonna show you just how brave these babies have gotten. So if you remember last week, for the first time, we let the baby chicks down into this area to free range. Or free range is, a bit of an exaggeration because it's just this area.
Roam.
It's not the whole property. Yes, we let the baby chicks down to roam with mom, and everyone was very nervous. They did not want to go down the ramp. If they went down the ramp, they quickly ran back up. And we wanted to show you just how far they've come in a week. So I'm going to be doing that next. The other thing I want to say is, what's cool about the babies at 3 weeks old is they're very brave, they're very inquisitive, and they love moving around. However, they are not ready for the dangers at the farm. We have 19 hens on this farm, 1 rooster, and 2 teenagers, chicks that are about 12 weeks old. And these guys, unfortunately, if they got anywhere near those larger chickens, it could be fatal. And that's for a variety of reasons. Adult chickens establish a pecking order, so they're through moving each other around and physically pecking, they decide who's the boss and who's not. And if a baby chick were to get involved in any of those pecking order discussions, they could easily be hurt and killed. So we want to make sure that doesn't happen. In addition, chickens can show food aggression, so we don't want the babies to inadvertently wander into where they're eating and get pecked. And they can also just show curiosity. The larger chickens might peck a baby and corner it, and then just kind of get out of control a little bit, and could quickly harm it because they're so small. So every day that these babies get larger, they get more and more able to move out of the way of the larger chicks and to handle any pecking or trampling that might inadvertently happen versus their teeny tiny little bodies now. So they are definitely too small to go anywhere near the main flock. And so we have to be very diligent about keeping their doors shut so that no curious chickens can get close to them. So what we're doing, which is really great, which is going to help us when we are ready to to introduce the chicks, is we're socializing them by allowing them to come down here. The rest of the flock can walk all around this coop and kind of see the babies, talk to the babies, even tell the babies that they're the boss, but they can't actually reach them. So that should go a long way when we do finally introduce everybody. When you are getting ready to introduce baby chicks, you want them to be similar in size to the rest of the flock, and you want them to have lots of room to get out of the way while that pecking order is being established. Now, if they have a broody mom like Favs, you can potentially let them meet the rest of the flock a little bit sooner, because that broody mom will help to protect them. She'll still do stuff like call them underneath her to keep them warm. She'll give them cues about what is dangerous, where the food is, things like that. However, even with a broody mom, if a chick gets separated, it would still be very vulnerable to the rest of the flock. And if a sneak attack happened where Favs wasn't looking and another chicken ran in and pecked a baby, it could get really hurt. So even though Favs is a wonderful mom, we're not going to put that stress on her to watch all 6 chicks because she will fight for them. But with so many other large chickens on the property, it just isn't a good idea. All right, so I think we're ready to put Tiger back and then show you guys how brave everybody is when we open up this ramp. It's so cute, and many of them have even started demonstrating roosting behavior. And like I said, they're 3 weeks old today, so it's just amazing how fast these animals grow. All right, Matt, you ready?
Yeah.
And so just last week, you know, I had to carry them all down. And wait till you see the difference. You can hear Favs telling them. I love watching them like perch like that because they're so small. It's so cute.
Sorry, bud.
Look how big and strong they are already.
Yeah, they're much quicker.
Yes. And so every day they get faster, and bigger, which make them more able to kind of survive that pecking order time with the rest of the flock. So we'll give them lots of time to get big and strong before we put them anywhere near everybody else. I mean, just a week ago, they wouldn't have been able to eat out of that feeder. It would have been too high. It's unbelievable how fast they get big. If you've been following us since Favs first started sitting on her nest, thank you so much. And if you haven't, you can check out week 1 through 5. Next week, we're really excited. We're gonna let Favs and her 6 chicks have a run of the entire farm. Of course, we're gonna put the rest of the chickens away to keep them safe, but I can't wait to see them out exploring in all the bushes.